Welcome to a tour of Dumbledore. She is a 1979 Marine Trader double cabin 36-foot trawler. One feature on it, it has a speed bulb on the bow, a wave-piercing speed bulb. Goes through the incoming head waves pretty nicely and gives a little better fuel efficiency. Fiberglass hull in great shape. The bow has a windlass and holders for fenders and a saltwater washdown. Forward cabin has an opening forecastle. Main cabin has an opening front window. Going down the side of her, you have the sliding door into the lower helm station and the salon. There is a folding removable boarding ladder to make getting on and off a little easier. Heading down the starboard side, there is a 8-foot inflatable dinghy with a 5 horsepower 4-stroke Honda outboard. The dinghy has seen better days. The outboard's in great shape. There's a davit system with a hand-operated winch to lower the dinghy into the water and pull it back out again. Rather nice little feature. Going up the steps and up onto the Flybridge. There are 2 large bench seats in the Flybridge and 2 helm seats. The bench seats have storage. Also space for a spare can of gas and diesel and a couple spare fenders. Helm seat slides forward and backwards on its pivot. There's a 4-year-old Garmin multifunction display and radar and fish finder, and a VHF radio, depth sounder. This is the windlass control, so you can set anchor and pull anchor from the upper helm station. Bow and stern thrusters on the boat. A nice 6-inch Danforth magnetic compass. There's a bimini, and then there are 2 solar panels. The solar panels are rated at 425 watts each, so that's 850 watts of solar power, and they're controlled by a Victron MPPT solar controller. There's also a gas grill, and I put a new heating element in it, a new burner element last year, so that works great. Going into the aft cabin, this slides open and close like a typical sailboat entryway for closing up and locking up. In the aft cabin, there is a full-size bed with an 8-inch memory foam mattress. We still have the plastic mattress cover on it from winter storage. Side windows with blinds, mirror at the back. Side windows, there is a cabinetry with drawers and sliders and a desk area. And this is a hanging locker. Right next to it is an area with adjustable shelves that we use as a pantry area. And right beneath it is the deep freeze, which goes down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit for keeping hard ice cream and popsicles and things of that nature. The head for the aft cabin has a sink and a manual toilet and a small tub shower arrangement. These walls here and here have been redone. There was some water damage that I repaired, and I used PVC board since the area was non-structural, and it came out pretty nice. Down here behind this slider is the water maker. The water maker should have a new membrane in it. Right now it's making water at about 1250 parts per million total dissolved solid. 500 is the max for drinking water. Previous owner just used it for washing and showering, and they took all of their drinking water from bottles. I do the opposite. We have town water at the dock, so I fill up the tanks with town water and use that, and pretty much don't use the water maker. Going up into the main salon. Nice open, airy main salon. We have a microwave oven. That's an ice maker. All the windows open and slide and have drapes on them. The cushions are all leather cushions, and they're in great shape. There's storage under them. The table folds up and folds down to make another bed area, although we don't use it for that. Lots of cabinetry, coffee maker, 4-burner gas stove and gas oven, sink, and apartment size refrigerator. It's not a full house size, but it's a pretty good size refrigerator freezer. This is the lower helm station. There is a seat that folds up, and you have your helm, you have your controls, another Garmin multifunction display, depth sounder. Up above you have the generator controls. You probably just heard that the generator just started. You can see it's got pressure. Nice and quiet generator. Another control for the windlass for anchoring when you're at the lower helm station. VHF, 12 volt, fuel gauges, holding tank gauges, stereo, 2 air conditioners, and the inverter control. And this is the smart display, smart shunt display from the lithium batteries. Going down into the forward cabin, you have a typical V-berth arrangement in the forward cabin, and there is also a head for the forward cabin. This doesn't have a shower, but it is a pretty nice spacious head. And then there is another hanging locker in here. That is the package that has all of the paperwork from the original owners, the boats, all of the equipment in it, that sort of stuff, engine manuals. And then for the engine room, pardon me while I set this down for a moment. So that is a hatch that lifts out and moves. There are actually 4 hatches, so you can really open up the engine space if you need to. That is the engine. It's a Lehman 6-cylinder, 120 horsepower, naturally aspirated diesel, the same engine that's in 1 million tractors around the world and probably 1 million boats as well. Parts everywhere, real easy to work on. So down in the engine room, let's see, this is the MPPT that controls the solar. outlets, pressure accumulator for freshwater pump, primary fuel filter, inverter, a Xantrak 2 kilowatt inverter. And then these green boxes are 4 lithium iron phosphate 12 volt batteries, 160 amp hour, 2 kilowatt hour each. So that's 8 kilowatt hours of lithium iron phosphate batteries. I redid all of the wiring for that. That's the smart shunt that gets the data on state of charge, voltage, amperage, all of that information. That is the motor for the water maker that makes the high pressure water. There is a water heater that runs off from engine heat or electricity. It plugs in. And then there is a charger that when you're running the generator will charge the batteries as well. And then back here is the generator. So that is a quick tour of Dumbledore.